Hey everybody, it's Lee again with Life Hacks for You. So I'm going through one of my older garden beds and I noticed that a lot of good plants are coming up along with all these weeds. So primarily, it's almost entirely weeds, but in between are some great little plants. Here's a good example. Here's a nice little kale. What I've noticed to be really effective is to go underneath the plant and disturb the roots as little as possible. And here I've brought up a little kale, and I'll just take out the weeds that are the problem out from around it. Now all you can see in the frame is this area that I've already weeded, but I'm actually not weeding anything. I don't care if there's weeds in my beds, because this bed is going to be completely covered with new soil this year to add new nutrition. But what I want to do is salvage all of these great little seedlings that are popping up. So in my pot, I want to start with about a handful of soil from the bed. Now this soil is probably full of weed seeds, just as you can see all the weeds that have been popping up. But that doesn't bother me. It's going to be far enough under the surface once I get finished that it won't affect anything else, and they won't usually pop back up. Now if they were tree seeds, that would be different, but these seeds aren't viable enough to pop all the way up. So I put just enough soil to reach the bottom of my plant, so the plant is at the soil surface when I get finished. Now I have some pre-mixed soil, and this stuff is excellent. It hasn't been used in a bed yet, so it has all of the nutritional benefits that I'm looking for my new little seedling. And I'll just add this around the outside edge, and it'll account for about an inch of the topsoil, making it hard for any weed seeds to pop up. Now once I get that in place, I'll dress it up a little bit, make sure he's in the center, and set this aside in one of my trays, and that's going to give me a fresh start on another plant. I might sell this or just use it in another portion of the garden. I'm not going to be doing kale out here in this garden bed this year. This has far too much sun. The kale did rather well. It wasn't a big deal. That's because of the trellises behind it. We gave it a little bit of shade. But this year I'm going to let this be full sun, so we're not going to do any kale here. So I'm going to salvage all the plants I can, and we're going to set them aside for use in a different part of the garden or something else. And here you can see some of the plants I've already salvaged. We have some kale, we have some garlic, we have some broccoli, and I think this is a great way to get out here and spend a little bit of time, but also be able to reuse some of the plants that have popped up. And these ones that pop up from seed sometimes have a new something different about them. I've noticed some were a different color. I had some darker purple kale and a few other things, and I didn't plant any purple kale, so it's just a stroke of luck that something like that happens, or I was blessed. Either way you want to look at it. All right, well, tune in next time and we'll talk more about some of the stuff we're doing, and I'll show you the new garden beds we're building. All right.